I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this evening. Just thank you for this opportunity to come together. Just thank you for every soul in this room and in this community. And we pray for your help. Help us to be reflections of your love. Help us to be reflections of your grace. Help us to be reflections of your wisdom. And just help this be truly a city on the hill that others will look to and see differently than the other communities around, by the way we are and the way we treat each other and the way we love one another and the way we love you. And we pray for your wisdom tonight, and we give you all the thanks and glory and praise. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen. Cindy, if you would, roll call.
Gary Elliott.
Present.
Bob Leahy.
Here.
Jason Brewer.
Here.
Tim Hayes.
Here.
Tito Frias.
Here.
All right, I trust you've had an opportunity to review the consent agenda. Do we have any questions or comments? If not, I would end
I did have, I'm sorry. I did have one question.
Yeah.
Is it okay to do a, what's that called? Suspend the rules when you don't have a full...
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you only have to have a majority vote. Yeah. So, good question though. So, anything else? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
We have a first, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Consent agenda approved as presented. Department reports. We'll start with Council Day. Tito, we'll go and start with you.
Yes, please. I have just one item. Kirsten Welch reached out to me just to advise that the stop signs on Howard and Division, the corner of Howard and Division, are hidden by the trees. Can't see the stop signs at all going south on Howard until you're right up by them. Yeah, I think it's both sides or two or maybe more sides.
We'll investigate those sides.
It's trimming down or something.
Thanks for that.
That's all I had.
Yeah, nothing stopped growing this year. Tim?
I don't have anything.
Jason?
Just wanted to thank the city for cleaning up that landscape area around the flagpoles in the park.
Oh,
It
yes.
looks
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah, exponentially.
It's awesome.
And I've asked that to be checked once a week, every week, because if you check it with weed spray and get them when they're little, it'll never get out of hand. And that way we never have to have a full-blown
Overhaul.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, thank you for that. Bob?
Just to follow up on Tito's comment, it's Howard and Hickory, the street sign. This is at a 45-degree angle.
Oh, on Howard and Hickory. Oh.
I didn't have no idea how it got that way. Doesn't look like it's had any, been hit or anything, but.
Okay.
And that's all I had.
All right. So Howard and Hickory and Howard Division. Okay. Gary?
Well, since we're talking about Howard Street, I guess I'll put one in too.
Yeah.
On between about Division and Hickory, there's something going on with the street lights. I don't know, maybe we already know that, but it's like completely dark through there. It's been that way for a couple of months.
We're at on Howard?
From Division, roughly from Division up to Hickory on Howard, there's that whole section in there, and there's like no light.
On Howard. Okay. Thank you. All right. And then from the other department reports, is for myself, rodeo, from everything I was able to observe, looked like it went off really well. Obviously, we had a lot of heat that night. But I just want to thank Lance Mock and the whole team because I know there's a slew of them, the whole team that has helped make that possible. So really appreciate their help. And then animal, we've got a little bit of shifting around on the agenda because Aaron Orr is going to present on the animal control, but he's not able to make it due to his appointment he was at. So
he's going to be here for the next meeting. But I do have stuff from, you see, we've got an animal control contract that we'll be presenting to you with the county for the next meeting to look at. And then we do have something from Paul's that they provided, which was an update. So I'll go ahead and go through it now. It's a little lengthy, but it's all, they want to make sure it was all known. So Paul's formed in 2010 as a 501c3, because some folks may not be aware of all this information, and relies solely on private donations, grants, and fundraisers. They receive absolutely no tax dollars. Unlike city or county shelters who have paid staff, their shelter is run by volunteers who also have full-time jobs or other obligations and therefore are not open regular hours. They're there twice daily to clean, take care of the dogs, and give them proper exercise. Adoptions are by appointment only with an approved application. This is common procedure with many privately run shelters. They take stray dogs from within the city limits only of Union City, Indiana. They do not take surrendered dogs, and they do not take dogs that are known for or show aggression. They do not take dogs also that are being quarantined for biting a human or attacking other animals. There are times when they are at capacity and cannot accept dogs, but will assist the animal control officer in any way they can help find owners of stray dogs. They also do not offer boarding services for individuals. That's a separate business from rescue. The holding kennels of the police department affords dogs a place to be safe while an attempt is made to give owners a chance to claim them before they would have to go to a stressful shelter environment. Since 2010, it's estimated they've adopted over 200 dogs, and in addition, they've helped many hundreds and hundreds found lost and found pets, including cats, dogs, ferrets, birds, goats, and other animals, not just from Union City, but surrounding communities in Ohio and Indiana. Many times pets are not even posted when found because they recognize them and can contact the owners directly to get them back home. There's probably not a day that goes by where they are not contacted about a lost or found pet. And over the 15 years that they've existed, they've saved the city of Union City thousands of dollars and man hours. And then it goes on to list the various places they've got the dogs adopted into, which covers all of it: Indiana, Ohio, even parts of Michigan and Kentucky, and even as far as New York. Some interesting stats: the police department posted 20 dogs since September 25th, 2024. While still a high number, this is down over the same period over the previous year of 34. Of these 20 dogs, 17 were claimed. 3 were never updated, but they're pretty sure at least one of the 3 got back home because the police department sent a message with owner information. Of the 20 dogs that were lost, 4 were found in Union City, Ohio, and of these 20 dogs, 2 were found outside Union City city limits. And of the 20 dogs, 5 were known to be loose often. So it notes also that police department's Facebook posts reminding citizens of the fines that they could incur is part of the reason a number of loose dogs is down the previous year, is what they suspect. And they're in agreement that fines are a deterrent, and we'd be glad to see that posted periodically. And they also note about, and something I want to get with Mark on, in terms of the ID tags, something that could possibly be done with ID tags if that would be feasible. Because they've been told that the city cannot sell tags since Randolph County eliminated licensing a year ago, but was wondering if they could be given out like at a very low cost. Again, that's something we can discuss. And then talk about a scanner also could come in handy to help check dogs taken to the police department for microchips. They range in price, but a good one like Paul's has is around $400. And they have offered this to the animal control officer, Thacker, anytime he needs to borrow it. And we also noted that the volunteers have worked very hard the past 15 years to raise the necessary funds to build and maintain the shelter through many fundraisers, grants, and private donations. No tax dollars were used. And it says no one can contest that they've saved the city thousands of dollars and thousands of man hours during the past 15 years. And it's a very dedicated group, to say the least. And they also pledged to continue to help strays to the very best of their ability and truly appreciate those who support them. Their dogs are fully vetted, including vaccinations, heartworm tested, spayed, neutered, and any other medical needs they have that are addressed. They've been through various surgeries, which names a number of things that they've had to go through with the animals. A vet bill monthly averages around $1,400. Some months that's been closer to $2,000, and one month this year was even over $3,500. As you can imagine, the cost to run a shelter is astounding. In addition to the vet bill, they have many other costs associated with the animals, such as food, treats, toys, bedding, cleaning supplies, and other supplies. And like any other business or home, they have utility costs such as water, wastewater, disposal, electric, and gas bills. They also pay for insurance, over $2,000 a year, and they have a $10,000 deductible for dog bites. And they also pay for internet and security. So again, they have no paid staff, and their funds come from many fundraisers, grants, and private donations. The volunteers often donate items and or money and pay for their own gas and their own personal use vehicles to take dogs to the vet, etc., in addition to giving their valued time. So, and this ends with a critical reminder, the entire it says country actually, is an animal overpopulation crisis. Shelters and rescues are at capacity everywhere, and adoptions are slow because people cannot afford to keep their current pets, let alone adopt new ones. And as a result, they are dumping or surrendering their pets at an alarming rate. In addition, if there are people whose dogs get loose for one reason or another with no ID tags or microchips, often landing them in shelters until hopefully they are reunited. Everyone needs to remember the problem lies with irresponsible pet owners who do not put ID tags on or microchip their pets, allowing their pets to roam free and do not have their pets spayed or neutered. So it's like many things, it's a community effort to help address. So that was from Paul's. And again, Aaron Orr will be here the next meeting to provide his perspective from the county. And then, and then we'll have the agreement with the proposed agreement too from Mark. So with that being said, new
I may have
business.
missed it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Did they say how many dogs that they brought into the shelter?
It just said 20 dogs since September 24, but it didn't say that they. No, that's how many police departments posted. I don't know that says what they brought into the shelter, like last year, you mean, or just in general?
Ever.
Oh, it says since 2010 they've adopted over 200 dogs. So in and out. So, but yeah, I don't. That's since 2010. So, so with that being said, we'll go. We don't have any old business. New business. We have the second reading, ordinance 2025-05, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 51. It's on the sewers and Chapters 52 wastewater pretreatment of the codified ordinances of Union City, Indiana. This is the amended version, as supplied by our attorney. Do we have any questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I move we approve the ordinance 2025-05, ordinance amending Chapter 51 of sewers and Chapter 52 wastewater pretreatment of the codified ordinances of Union City, Indiana, by title only on the second reading.
We have a first, we have a
Amended
second.
version, I
Oh,
should
sorry.
say.
I'll second.
Cindy, if you would, roll call vote.
Gary Elliott.
Yes.
Bob Leahy.
Yes.
Jason Brewer.
Yes.
Tim Heiss.
Yes.
Tito Frias.
Yes.
All right. Then next item is ordinance 2025-07, which is the ordinance limiting the use of fireworks within the city of Union City. You should have a copy of that as well.
I do have a question about this.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
How does this apply to, say that the Spanish Festival wanted to shoot off fireworks and they wanted to do it through the city? Is that fall under these same guidelines, or is that separate? How does that work?
Well, you'd have to look at the current ordinance of what the language is still included. So I don't believe. Do you have it pulled up in front of you?
Yeah, I do. I didn't see anything unless I missed it. this seemed to be mainly about consumer stuff, but I don't have, unless is there a separate ordinance for?
No, it should all be included in this section that's supplied.
Do you see what's changed?
Yeah.
Is that covered in the
Before, I
state?
don't think, either.
I haven't looked at the state lately. Is that covered in the state statute on it that covers
It's,
commercial or displays that are considered commercial, like what the city does and otherwise?
it's possible, I'd have to
Okay.
check, but I'd hate to state and find otherwise.
I think the change is in section 1, right, where we say between the hours of 5 and 2 hours after sunset on July, blah, 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 blah. And then on July 4th, and then on from December 31st to January 1st. I think the original one that we're amending, right, said something like birthdays and.
Yeah, but still didn't include displays like that.
Yeah, Tito, I'm wondering about commercial stuff.
Commercial
Yeah.
displays are permitted by the state,
Okay.
So that should be in the state.
not
code.
permitted, you have to get it
You
permitted.
Regulated, regulated by the state.
Yes, regulated, you have to get a permit for
Yeah.
those.
Okay, so there doesn't have to be anything in here regarding that. Okay, that's, yeah.
Would you please stand, state your name and address?
My name's Larry Brown, 321 Lennox Avenue. His question was for, what was your question again?
My
For-
question was for like commercial things, so like if a festival or something like that, like if we were having to do, say the car show,
Yep.
decided to do one to launch fireworks or something.
Well, if your ordinance says that you can't do something commercial or not, that's the ordinance. I mean, you can't say we can do it on
Well, this
Spanish
says-
holiday or a holiday or whatever, and then, oh, we're gonna do this because we're having a car show, we can do it. If your ordinance says that you cannot do it, you cannot do it.
The
So
ordinance
before you
is-
guys change an ordinance, you're gonna have to, you gotta know what you're talking about and how you see it. I mean, I own a fireworks store, I know what the law is. I know what the city ordinance is. And obviously, a lot of people on the council here does not know what the ordinance is because I got harassed again last Friday on the August the 1st. That's what I'm here to talk about. Didn't know you guys were getting ready to change an ordinance already because it was just told to me Friday night that the ordinance was going to be changed. So all of a sudden, it's up on your agenda that you've already got something that you're changing already without it being brought to the public. And now we're talking about walking the borderline of if we have a car show or something like that, if we can do it compared to a festival that we're holding ourselves, like a birthday or a graduation, which states in the ordinance now.
This was stating consumer. Most everything in this ordinance stated consumer, and so I was wondering how that affected municipality, because it doesn't state that. And if it's not stated in there, it doesn't apply under the same, municipality is a little different than consumer.
Can I get a copy of what you guys are trying to amend?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah,
It
do
was
you
on
want
the
me to
website,
make a
right?
copy?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great. Thank you. And this is what's worth, this is our way of bringing it to the public, because we'd have to go through our first reading,
Okay.
and then it'd have to go through another reading on another meeting.
But the change is section 1, use of consumer fireworks as term defined within IC 22-11-14-10.05. So it's consumer
Mhm.
fireworks. So it doesn't have any bearing on commercial display or anything like that. It's just consumer.
Okay.
Commercial displays have to be permitted to the state, and then the fire chief has to sign off on those displays.
Right.
And it's based on whatever the power of the fireworks.
I agree with that.
I don't know that that's the right word, but
Or who you are.
So do we have thoughts, questions, and comments?
I had a question on section 5D. It says that the notice of restriction, so for example, when it's like there's a drought and it's high heat and it would be very dangerous to maybe set off fireworks, It says, any restriction or prohibition under this section shall be one and two. One, clearly identified in the disaster emergency declaration, and two, publicly announced via the city website, local media, and or public signage as deemed appropriate. So my idea was that we should also use the public emergency call system. I don't know what that's called, like
The one call.
so everybody gets a phone call, or can we throw that in there?
Yeah, I guess technically that's not listed since it does say website, local media, and or public signage is deemed appropriate. So yeah, we could have an amendment to that.
So what you guys are trying to propose right now is to strike section D
Yes.
completely.
Yes.
For what reason?
Well, a lot of complaints.
Can I-
Various complaints.
Can I read something on that?
Yes.
Amy left some notes, and she says on section D, this is not part of the IC 22-11-14-10.5, and the city's not required to have this as part of the fireworks ordinance.
That's not prohibited from having it as
Not
part.
prohibited, the state, it was an option. It was an option that was there. Chad and I were both on council when we passed this. I had apprehension about it when, and I've never pushed one way or another, but I had apprehension about it when we passed this, because one thing that's true is every morning you wake up, you open your eyes, you know it's somebody's birthday, which means 365 days a year you could have fireworks. Some people don't have that desire to have that.
Some people do though.
Well, I realize that, but one person's rights end when they impede on another person's rights. And basically.
So you're gonna support something that impedes somebody's rights to do something 365 days a year because they complain, so you take something out for the people that are allowed to do it, they can't do it.
That's why we have this system of government, yes, because
I see.
we,
But when something affects other people, as a golf cart store going up and down the road and stuff like that, nobody does anything like that, that impedes on us daily.
well,
Because I've been here before for
I
that.
realize that, yes, I know.
And the comments was from Chad, does that bother you so bad that there's a store right there that they go up and down the road every day? Yes, it impedes us daily. But not one time has it been brought up on the agenda for you guys to do anything about that. But now that an ordinance is that's in effect, that's a current ordinance that allows me to do something by law and by y'all's ordinance.
Right.
I've been harassed 2022, 2023 by your chief of police, by your fire chief, just recently as August the 1st of this year by Chad. Very abruptly come down to my house, up in my face, not knowing the facts. We were celebrating a birthday, which says in the ordinance that is current, that I'm allowed to do.
And you were allowed to do
Since I've been up here, when we talked fireworks the last time I was up here, and we were all going to team together and be all happy and do stuff for the city. But no, you guys didn't want to do that. I've not done one thing with fireworks that's not in your ordinance.
Okay.
No, I'm just stating
I
facts.
understand that.
But I've been harassed on 3, if
Well,
not 4 different occasions.
Actually, if you read the state code, there's some regulation about where fireworks debris, where you're allowed to set off fireworks.
I've read it all.
And one of the things, if I were looking at it, the liability issue on it would.
I take that liability every
it's
time I
pretty
light something
serious.
off.
But,
If something happens,
yeah. I mean,
I'm liable for that. I understand that.
If there's personal injury, it can be a felony.
I understand that.
I wouldn't be thrilled about that
Well,
myself.
that's you.
But that's
I
fine.
understand that. That's your right.
Right.
I have a right as well.
Yeah.
And now you guys are trying to take a right away from somebody of their independence that there's a lot of people has fought and died for in our country for us to do free stuff. And now you're saying that we can't. If we choose to light fireworks on a birthday, graduation, or the 4th of July, what's the next thing that's gonna happen? You guys gonna take the ordinance out for the 4th of July because there's so many complaints and the liability? I mean, is that the next step?
I don't have any anticipation of that.
I mean, last week, or before August the 1st, you didn't have an anticipation of them striking Section D in there. You might have had concerns when they first passed it,
I've had concerns all along.
but now because Chad wants something done, it's gonna be done. No, because that's what he told me Friday. That's what he told me Friday, August the 1st,
Okay,
in my face,
I wasn't
yelling at
there.
me. I got it on video.
I wasn't there.
I got it all on video.
Yeah, that's fine.
He says, oh, something will be changed with this ordinance now, because Chad wants something done.
Well, that, if I may, I will speak as councilman. That was my heart because we'd had a lot of complaints from.
That's not your
Citizens.
job, Chad, to do that.
So my job's not to represent them, just represent you.
One of your police officers was already down to our residence about 20 minutes prior to you being there.
I know, I was
You
not.
didn't know that.
No, I did not know that. And
Your responsibility to the community would be call the police and say, hey, oh boy down on Livingston is at it again.
did you receive my letter?
I did receive your letter, and it
And-
was 7 days after the fact, so I don't accept it. I don't accept the apology.
Well, that's
It was
fine.
7 days after the fact. If you was truly heartfelt apologetic, that would have been written on the 4th, that following Monday.
Well, it took me a while to process.
It took you a while to
Because-
process, and I still can't process what made you think that you could walk from your house to my house, which is 2.5
I didn't
blocks
walk
away.
to your house. I went across the street, as it said in the letter. I was trying, well, it may not have said in the letter, I said an email, because I got an email from one of your neighbors that did not condone what happened that day, from either one of us. And I said, I apologize. I said, I was wrong. I said, I will, honest to goodness, as God is my witness, was on a fact-finding mission to find out where it was coming from. Because I didn't know where it was coming
Chad,
from.
as soon as you walked out your door and heard him, you knew exactly where it was coming from.
I'll be honest, I suspected, but I did not know. Because when I first heard one, I was on the mower and I thought it was a transformer that blew at the assisted living.
The
That's
first
how
time
loud
when-
it. The first time I heard a noise, I thought it was a transformer.
On the
that
first?
blew on the night that it was going, they were going off. That the first noise.
No, on
I
August the 1st. I'm talking.
it was a Friday.
It was Friday.
So I did, honest to goodness, didn't know where it was coming from, and I honest to goodness was just trying to find out where, because I wasn't going to call the police.
Well,
if I didn't
according
know.
to your police officer that came down and spoke with me that night, without Section D, I was within the law or ordinance already because it was Heritage Days, straight out of your officer's mouth. I said, he goes, who's shooting the fireworks? I said, that's me. I didn't deny it. It's me. He goes, you're allowed to, it's Heritage Days. Okay, why are you here then? That was right out of his mouth.
Okay.
We'd already had that discussion, and then you chose to come down, in my opinion, to throw your authority around. That's my opinion.
Okay, that's fine.
And yeah, it was over at my neighbor's house because we was over there. We was lighting stuff at my house, but you came straight up to me.
I did not know you were there. You turned around.
It don't matter. You was right in my face. I got it on video. Chad.
Can we get this back on track here?
Well, no, but I mean, I think this is
well,
pretty legitimate here
right.
because
I would
in my
like to-
opinion, this is getting changed because of what Chad wanted from Friday night on August the 1st.
But the point of the first reading of the ordinance, which if I understand, that's what this is tonight, then that would open it up for the public to, we don't want to impose on your rights, but we don't want to impose on your neighbor's rights or whoever would be against it. We have to show we can't show favoritism to one person over the
Well, it's
other.
already shown favoritism already because it was told to me that night it was going to be changed, period, is what it was said to me.
Well-
It will be changed.
So the idea is, though, that if we do the first reading tonight, then we give the public the opportunity to come.
And that does a lot of good. Because don't matter if there's 50 people that are saying, no, we'll leave it like it is. It's you guys as a vote, and it's what he says.
No, actually, they have the right.
If you believe that, I got a bridge for you to sell you in Brooklyn too.
In general, people are allowed to reach out to the city council members. What we're supposed to do is represent what the citizens want.
And-
I wanted to address
And how-
a little
and
bit.
how does
here,
that work?
If I'm speaking, sir. I want to address a little bit what you had mentioned before. How is it that when people complain about fireworks, that this body would sort of favor that side, right, in an ordinance, whereas a complaint about a business that may, you find annoying, would not. And it's a hard thing because you're absolutely right? Because it's too, who's right? And just a second.
I understand.
And so what a public official tries to do is to find a balance, and it's not always easy because not everyone is ever going to be fully satisfied
I agree 100%
with the outcome. So there's so many people that complain. They got people who are veterans who have post-traumatic shock syndrome going on, that have issues when there are explosions like that. There are dogs that go crazy on people, and there's just so much of that we can't ignore that. And so that's just so you understand where this body I think is coming from
I
on
understand
an
that.
ordinance like
But
this.
the ordinance is on another effect of the business she's talking about, golf cart store. Several people that is directly affected by that has been up here in numbers from our street. And not one time was that ever brought up on the agenda to change something and make that where it would be not fringing up on our rights from where we live and spend money on our house and stuff and try to enjoy our swimming pool, our front porch and stuff. We can't do it because of the power washers going. People up and down the road, semis up and down the road, that your ordinance says no weight limit on that street, 5 ton, come up and down that road all day long. I got a picture from today, 2 of them parked on the road unloading, in the road. So you trying to say you want to balance it, I don't agree with that, because we had several people up here talking about that, and there was nothing ever brought up about that, trying to balance that out. It's what he wants to do, he can do because he's a $4 million company. That's what Chad told me. So the balancing out, I disagree with that. I understand you can't make everybody happy, whether it's a golf cart store, a guy shooting fireworks, somebody walking down the road, whatever the ordinance is. But the ordinance says certain things about the golf carts and stuff in that store, and you're in the street right there, and everybody ignores that. But when it comes to somebody shooting fireworks off, here we are. I'm talking literally the very next meeting that we got it on here striking, what's in the ordinance. And I will abide by whatever your ordinances are, because I have. I didn't have our party last year because it says until July the 9th. I can't have a party, we can't have a party until the weekend after. We run a business that we sell stuff. So we can't have it until, it would have been on the, 11th of last year? So it would have been outside the ordinance. Didn't have it here because I could have had it on the 8th or the 9th, which was a weeknight. And again, the other night, I was told I had no consideration. I had consideration last year not to have it here because it was a weeknight. That's not fair to everybody. And during the weeknights, I understand it. This was a Friday night. I didn't like the first thing off on Friday night until 5:30, and let the last one off about 10:30 because of all the interruptions that I had. I didn't have a whole lot to shoot off that night. It was her birthday. And twice it was interrupted. We were having fun. And I know everybody don't like fireworks. People that's got the veterans and stuff. But it's also my right, or anybody. There was other people lighting fireworks off that night too. It wasn't just me. Just wasn't us. But I don't know if they went out and checked on those other ones. But the police officer that night said, it's Heritage Days, you're allowed to do it. I don't know what Heritage Days falls under.
It's not the ordinance.
But there again, if Heritage Days is on there and it's not a not a commercial fireworks, then technically they can't do it unless it's in the ordinance. Then are you going to change the ordinance to allow heritage days, but you're not gonna have, be able to do, have Larry's birthday? But we can do heritage days? I mean, there's a fine line right there you guys are walking on.
Does Heritage Days fall under? It doesn't fall under.
Maybe they made an error, maybe.
I'm gonna say the officers.
Well, I mean,
probably
whatever the
misspoke.
wording, whatever you word it, I mean, you can't say one group of people can't do it, but then another group can because we're having a car show, or because we're doing something. I'm using this lightly. Because the city's having a car show and we're doing a festival up here, and we want to have a band up here and play music super loud for hours, but I can't do that down at my property. But you guys can up here because, quote unquote, it's a festival of the cities. There's a fine line right there that you guys are walking on, and you're taking rights away from other people unless you're part of the city.
Well,
Unless you're the city putting it on.
I think one thing that's challenging for some folks is the music, number one, doesn't reach the decibel level of the louder booms. The fireworks you sent off are one thing, but the louder booms, I think, is what really startled people. And
They're all legal fireworks that the fire marshal comes in and checks every year at my store.
and that's cool. It's just those are the ones that set more people on edge, I think, because I think it's unexpected to them. It's the anticipation of it that they don't have.
There are some that's louder than others.
Yeah.
I will not disagree with that.
That's the challenge, I think.
And my opinion is whether I shot off a 500-gram firework that night or one of the louder rockets, I was getting visited from somebody. I already knew it. And them coming down visit as how the ordinance is written right now. You guys, the police, the dispatcher, they don't know when everybody's birthday is, graduation and stuff like it. So someone coming out like that, at first it aggravated me when everybody was harassing us a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, that everybody come out harassing us. Even in April of the following year, I got visited. Are you having your party this year? We want to get prepared. That's what was told to me in April of the following year.
We want to get prepared, like, what do you think that they meant?
I don't know what they meant. That's what was told to me in April. We had our party in July, that following April. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll abide by what ordinances you have, but what I'm up here for tonight mainly is the harassment that I've had on at least 3 occasions that have fallen within your guys' ordinances that you, not in particularly you guys, but your council up here that has written when this was written. And it seems like every time 321 Lenox Avenue, Larry Brown lights off a firework, here we go. And I got deemed the other night of the worst neighbor in Union City, by the way, also, from Chad.
Well, that was only after you said F, the senior citizens.
I didn't say
You
FCC.
said,
No,
yeah,
I
you
didn't.
did. You said the full thing.
Okay, whatever.
And whatever, that you have an assisted living virtually across the street from you, and I don't see any consideration for that.
I had consideration. I didn't have a party last year here.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying.
The
10
consideration
o'clock at
was
night-
I didn't light the first firework on August the 1st until after 5 o'clock, what the ordinance says I can. And I lit the last one
But that's
prior
also-
to 2 hours before
That's
sunset.
also why we're considering changing the ordinance, because.
No, it's
if
because
that
Chad wants something.
No, it has nothing
Yeah,
to
it
do
is.
with what Chad wants.
Yeah, it is.
I could hear it at my house on South Columbia.
Do you understand why we feel personally attacked? I mean, can
I
all of
I
the
see,
council
I
members
see your
see
opinion.
that?
I see your opinion, yeah.
You know, we're having a celebration. We're having a great time. We have all of our neighbors involved, you know, down on this end of Lenox. We're having a great time, and then remember when the cops came?
Which
He
that
did
wa-
his
that-
investigation.
That wasn't a big issue.
It was fine.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Spence comes very aggressively up into my neighbor's driveway. You know, we feel personally attacked. It's not fun. We can't even have a celebration. We knew before we lit the first firework that there was going to be an issue. And that's pretty sad when you live in a community when you know that you're going to be harassed before you even do anything because certain people don't like it. You know, it's just sad. I'm sorry that people have PTSD. I have animals as well. They don't like the fireworks either. You can't make everyone happy. You can't cater to everyone. We don't do this out of spite. We don't do this to be mean to other people. There's nothing to do with being mean to anyone. I'm a registered nurse. I do nothing but help people. We're very involved in our community. We take great care of our property. We are productive citizens in this community. We own a business. We are not those people that need to be under attack because we let off a few fireworks on a celebration. It's sad to know that we have to come up here and do these type of things because some people are complaining. Well, there's a lot of complaints that I could come up here and wear you out over in this city. Wear you completely out. I have to wait on semis so I can get out to go to work because they're unloading it in the roadway. I call the police because that's what I'm told to do. You know what my answer was? Give them about 5 minutes and they'll be done. Is that acceptable? No, it's not acceptable. But because my voice doesn't matter on those issues, I go on about my business. And I made it my job to make sure that I don't make any more complaints because it's not being heard. But because everyone else is mad because of the fireworks, now we're doing something about it. I think there's a lot more important things in this city that needs to be done than worry about a firework that's going off. And I'm very disappointed in you, Mr. Spence, for the way you acted and the way you treated my friends and my family during my celebration.
Again, I'm
Very disappointed. Very disappointed in your actions.
I was only talking to Mr. Brown.
You were only talking to
neighbors.
Mr. Brown, but it was my birthday celebration that you came down there and disrupted. And I'm very disappointed with the way you handled those things. That is not your job. I can't go to another citizen because I'm not happy with the way they're doing things and handle it the way you came down there and handled it in our situation, in our property.
Again,
Very disappointed in you.
I appreciate your sentiment. I had no intentions of.
You came down there in an aggressive manner, very aggressively.
Can I ask you, what was your intentions?
Literally to find out where it was coming from.
You found out where it came from.
Hold on,
didn't have a chance.
Hold on 1 second. Would the corner down by the doctor's office, could you not see where it was coming from? Down there?
I can't see a firework that's not going off. It wasn't going off when I was walking down there. So no, I can't.
Then how do you know where to go?
There were people in the driveway. I literally was going to walk around because you can ask Joe, what's his name? He's Robbie Larkin's half brother. Please.
Okay.
Robbie Larkin's half brother. Joe Ray.
Joe Ray.
Ray was sitting on the front porch, and I said, "Do you know where the sounds come from?" He goes, "It's back in that way somewhere." He goes, "My mom will not come out of the house because she was scared," and you can confirm this with him. And he goes, "It's just crazy." And so I said, "Okay." So I walked in that direction, which was down the street further in, and left. And when I saw people out in front of your neighbors across the street, that was the most logical place to stop, just to ask, "Do you know?" And I literally, the first question out of my mouth was, "Do you know where the loud booms are coming from?"
Yeah.
And you turned around and said, "Yeah, I do." What's you got a problem with it? Is the
Now,
first
I
thing I
probably
did
did say that.
That's the first thing I did.
I'm not going to deny what I said.
Okay.
I got it on video. I'll show everybody what was said.
It's very frustrating though when we feel attacked. We feel under attack when we're going to have a celebration or a party. It's not okay. It is just not okay.
I agree. I apologize, and I honest to God did not mean for you to feel attacked. I was wrong for being. I did not mean to be aggressive, so I was wrong to even seem to be aggressive. I was wrong in all that.
I was flabbergasted.
There's one thing I do have concern with though, that you said. You said your pets don't like it, but yet you still set them off.
They're pets.
Well, again, we hear from the owners.
Hold on a second.
Okay, but it's okay for the city
Our pets, we euthanize pets daily, but they're pets.
We don't euthanize.
Oh, there's euthanization in this world daily.
That's not the point. But it's okay on the 4th of July for the city to let off fireworks to disrupt these people.
But-
What does it matter what day it's on? We're doing the same things. And the fireworks out at the park are way louder than what the ones we are.
You're right. The only difference is they have a chance to prepare. If people can leave or people can shelter in place, people can prepare for them. They know without doubt that sound's coming off at this time.
I understand.
Do you
sometimes-
know what the state law is for fireworks?
I do not.
The state,
I do not.
state of Indiana.
I do not know the state law for fireworks.
State of Indiana, you can light fireworks off 365 days a year from certain time to certain time, basically about what you got in here. Sometimes it's earlier in the day, sometimes it's at 5. 365 days a year. Not one person in this state knows when someone's going to light something off.
Well, there's communities though that don't let any fireworks. Period. And we're not going that. I mean, Carmel.
I think,
Fishers-
I think if you eliminate section D in there,
I think wipe them out
I think
altogether.
Union City should be fireworks free, period. For city celebrations on the July the 4th and every day. If you're gonna do it for one, do it for
If
everybody.
it's such a problem, take them away.
If
That's what we know.
your true concerns on this council right here is of senior citizens over here, pets, whether it's July 4th, July 5th, or whenever the cities have their fireworks celebrations, whether it's posted that, hey, we're doing a celebration on this day, prepare. 365 days a year. Everybody's, as an American, we got freedom and rights. When you guys change something like this, everybody, the government takes little bits and pieces of our freedom away every day, changing laws or ordinances.
Just want you to realize that you're equating an individual's birthday, which, honor everybody, right? With the National Independence
What's
Day.
the difference of a national
Well,
holiday, birthday,
360
or an
million
individ-
people versus one.
Okay, and so one person don't matter?
I didn't say that.
That's where it's
What's-
going down the line, though.
Let's
But
go ahead
here's the
and-
thing, whose point is it to tell me how I can celebrate my birthday? That's not up to anyone else to tell me how I should or can celebrate my birthday. If I'm doing things
The
within the
law does require that you respect other people's rights.
We were in the law.
Well, that's
I
funny
understand.
because literally
Okay.
2 doors down from me on Howard Street, they set them off for 2 months prior to 4th of July. We complained over and over again. Nobody came. Nobody. So
Okay.
how can she not celebrate, but 2 doors door down from his dad, they're celebrating for 2 months. Nobody came. So how is that? You can't pick and choose.
Because the report wasn't Lenox Avenue.
Probably. You're
That's
100%.
Okay, that's, okay,
But they're in
let's,
violation of the ordinance regardless of any, it's
Right.
not.
Who's in
not-
violation of the
The
ordinance?
person
The
that's
people
setting them
that were
off, they were in
setting them
violation of the
Correct.
ordinance.
Yeah.
And for the
regardless.
last 4 years,
And it should have been
I've not
enforced.
violated one ordinance of yours. Not one. But I've been harassed at least 3 occasions.
I
Been
understand.
threatened to take to jail, threatened to have citations written to me, and then threatened, oh, we're changing the ordinance now. By God, here it is. We're on the agenda.
Well, yeah, because they all get paid
Okay.
to say yes.
Well,
Let's see, business,
Yeah,
business,
okay, hey,
on the
I'm
board.
sorry, I'm sorry.
It's all.
I'm sorry.
You say yes,
I agree.
Please,
right?
Please,
but it's
please.
for, you said citizens can speak. I'm a citizen.
No, you
Correct.
you didn't address yourself, so.
Oh, Amy Keller. We all know who I am because nobody wants me to speak because when I do, I'm going to put you all out there. I mean, SBOA is looking into y'all. Like, what can we do to get you guys better? Because you're under investigation since 2023. Does everybody in the city know that? Does everybody in the city know that the State Board of Accounts have been looking into you since 2023? I mean, do we want to talk about all of,
No.
you're on
State
carbon
Board of Accounts.
ethanol,
We've
you're
been,
voting,
no, please.
it's not
we-
okay.
No, speaking out, please.
Speaking out,
The State Board of Accounts, we've been
under
audited by
investigation.
them every 2 years
And you're
since.
still under investigation.
We're not under investigation.
You might want to call the investigator because it sounds like you're under investigation.
We're not under investigation.
Okay,
Really, Miller?
okay, let's just,
Oh, Gary, quit trying to act like
Amy,
you're
please.
something.
let's
please.
focus here. Let's
You're
get
not
back to what the
focused.
matter at hand is.
Yeah, because we don't want to talk about it.
Amy,
First off,
please.
this ordinance, I got the ordinance in the packet. That was the first I knew anything about it. I'm not playing, I like Chad a lot, I do. And I feel bad for what happened, I do. But I'm not playing a favor to, I'm looking at this objectively, trying to think, okay, what's the best thing? What would be best? And what I see happening is a very bad thing because, and this is something that the Heritage Days people don't even know yet, but I was going to try to suggest to them that for their festival that we have a fireworks thing at the end of the celebration. And I wanted to get a hold of you.
Your council brought that up a few years ago, and we were going to have a great festival out at the park.
Well, no, not the park.
No, I'm talking for 4th of July. This was brought up from Chad
Yeah, I know,
a few years ago.
This is totally different. Bear with me for a
Right,
second.
I'm with you, okay?
Okay, so, and I had planned, because I knew you did this, and I planned on reaching out to you, and now I see all that going up in smoke, if you want to look at it like that, because now I can't do that. Because now it looks like it's all gonna go away. We're gonna lose not only our.
It don't have to, it doesn't have to. It's
But
it's
we-
what
but
you
we-
guys vote.
But we have to do,
You have to do
like-
what?
like
You
Jim
have to
said,
protect the people that don't like it against the people that do like it?
It depends on what the majority is. That's the problem. We have to.
But the
know what
majority
the
doesn't speak, I mean, regardless of if you have 50 people in here saying, hey, we love it, or 50 people say, hey, we don't like this, they don't, you don't change nothing unless somebody on here that wants it.
And here's the problem. You have the people complaining on the phone or online. You don't have those people complaining sitting up here. You have us standing up for our rights. We're here.
You know
We're in the
you know
front
how many
row.
people has reached out to us on Facebook wanting to know whether we having our party this past year
Tons.
at our residence? Y'all having your party down there?
Because
Are you guys
we-
going to have your event?
Because we don't only do it for ourselves. We want to be part of our community. We want people to enjoy this. We're not doing this because we want to be mean or nasty or hurt anyone. We want people to have fun and enjoy and love their life. Life is too stressful anyways. We want to have celebrations. We want to enjoy. Because you thought about reaching out to us for a festival, that's not over with. We want to be part of the community. We want to be part of this. We talked to you when we very first came up here. Let's have a conglomeration here. Let's get together. Let's do this.
I see it
Maybe,
being
maybe there's an
overrated.
opportunity, again, here's the challenge. Maybe there's an opportunity for us to refine this where it's condensed. If people can be prepared for it, when you know something's going to happen, it allows the human system to be like, okay, here we go. It's like going up the hill on a roller coaster. You know it's coming.
But I'm gonna tell you, we did a test on Friday to see just how loud these fireworks were. He let that firework off right beside of our home. I was inside. Of course, all the windows were closed. You could barely hear that big, loud firework. Like, I could hear it, but it wasn't startling to me. And I'll tell you, even during our business hours, when we let those big booms off, they scare me to pieces, and I even know they're coming. On Friday, he let one of those off, and it did not even startle me because you couldn't hardly hear it in the house.
Was it the same magnitude as the other ones you've
Yes,
been?
yes. And they scare me to death when they let those off. When we're up at our business and they let one off, I even know it's coming and it's still just, ooh.
You know how
So I don't
how
understand.
considerate that you might not think that I am, or however I worded it that night. I've done considerations. We didn't have a party down here 2 years ago. We didn't have one down here this year because it was outside the ordinances. We sought other locations to go have our celebration for the 4th of July, because we can't do it on the 4th of July because that's our busiest days. You know, I mean, I can't get away from the store that we own. I mean, that's our business. Just like any of your other businesses, on your busy days, you're there, regardless of what it is. But now you're wanting to take more of people's rights away because there's other people that don't like it. And like you said earlier, you can't appease everybody. But taking a freedom away from someone for celebrating something, whether it's fireworks, going out shooting a gun, going out hooting, hollering, or whatever, drinking a beer, or whatever. You know, what's the next thing? Because I'm making a lot of noise over because I was drinking some beer, and I can't drink a beer now because the alcohol made me be too rowdy. You know, I mean, it
It's
is
a vicious circle.
It's just down the line. And
I have a question.
hold on. My thought would be is if you're going to change this and take this out, I think you should take everything out. And that's from an owner of a fireworks store.
I don't think we can.
Let's
Sure you can. There's
I
other
do
cities,
have
there's other
some-
cities that's got
I
no
wondered in
fireworks
terms of
period.
considerations, right? Because I mean, he brings up some interesting point. Is it a matter of the intensity? Because yes, as you mentioned, other people were setting off fireworks, but
My
none
intensity,
of them would make my hair stand
my
on end. Yours
intensity,
did.
my intensity on August the 1st, I lit off 5 or 6 500-gram cakes, which, if you don't know what that is, that's the bigger firework. It's what the legal grams in a firework is supposed to be, 500 grams. I lit off 5 or 6 of those, and I lit off about 4, maybe 5 of those bigger rockets, which is a stick rocket that goes straight up in the air, and that's loud.
It's the boom.
That's all I lit, and a couple small little fountains that we consider kid fountains, 6 feet tall, spark, pops and cracks. The consideration was I lit 6 and maybe 5 rockets. I've got accessibility to a lot.
Yeah.
You could too if you want to spend the money. I'll hook you up, an old guy. But
I'll put you in contact with my uncle.
anybody, if they choose to, can have the accessibility that I have, or whatever. If they want to spend the money from a retailer and buy, $20,000 worth of fireworks, they can go buy it and light it off. The consideration was on the first was I lit 6. We was having a small little gathering. And I spaced it out from 5:30 in the evening until about 10 or 10:30 because the police was there, Chad was there, or we'd have been done.
Okay, well, let's table this as opposed to a first reading and garner some more insight from other neighboring communities and see if there's a compromise here or if there's a better way forward. So, and gain a little bit more insight.
Chad, just real quick, the process for the permitting, to get a permit for commercial also requires like a 48-hour notice. So it may be something that if they get a permit, notify the city that we can somehow make notice of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that eliminates the fact that someone's, doesn't know it's coming.
Right. There you
So,
go.
I mean, it may be.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad solution. But then there again, your personal rights is being governed.
Well,
I don't get
governed all the time.
Well, I don't get notice
on the
when a
topic.
semi's coming down my street to make a golf cart delivery. We got kids ride their bicycles up and down our street all the time. You know how many semi drivers I've had to holler at? And then when we try to do it the right way, we call the police and give them 5 minutes and they'll be done. Give them 5 minutes and the kid's dead because he got ran over. When that happens, God forbid if it ever does, I will be there with all you guys in court because nothing's ever been done. Now, I hope it never happens. I hope that never happens. And I hope I never light a firework and it hurts somebody. But that's my right in the United States is to light a firework when I choose to. Now, if you feel that we need to notify people, I mean, how are we going to notify people? How are you guys going to notify people? If I come up here 48 hours in advance and say, hey, I'm having a party on Friday, we're going to light some fireworks off, is the next thing, well, how many are you going to light off? You can only light 6 off. You can only light 5 off. You can only light this one. You can't light this one. Where will it stop, though? And that's not a bad solution, but how are we going to get that out to everybody? We got to mail out a letter to everybody? Everybody don't have social media.
Do a one call. That's what we would do.
Yeah, that would be a possibility.
Invite everybody that wants to be informed and be.
The way your ordinance is written right now, I honestly don't think that's a bad ordinance. Now, someone that, like what she's talking about, that wants to shoot stuff off for 2 months in advance, that don't fall within a birthday or a celebration, then okay, then that's when something needs to be taken
Well,
care
like I
of.
say, they're outside the ordinance.
That's something
They
needs to be taken.
addressed.
And if I was doing something outside this ordinance, I would expect someone to come down, warn me, or write me a ticket. Because you drive down the road and the speed limit's 35 and you run at 45, you expect to get a ticket if you get pulled over.
Yeah.
Because you know you're doing something wrong.
But this is where we see the difference. We have someone sitting here that has said, I've made complaints, nothing was done. They continue to do things.
And I don't even know her.
I,
mean, I've-
Howard.
I've heard that,
Well,
I've seen
I'll-
you on meetings, but
Follow up with Mark to see when those calls were made.
Yeah.
And is it July or June?
It was right
June.
before 4th of July for 2 months, right next to Mox.
June, May and June?
Right next to
Okay.
Mox. That's all they did all night long until like 2, 3 in the morning. They're
Okay.
hitting people's houses, they're out in the street.
Did you call the complaints in?
I did one.
Okay.
I know other neighbors were like, what in the world's going
We
on?
could-
I'm like, they don't care. They're not
I'm,
gonna
I'm
come.
We
just
could
inquiring
run the
about the
number.
multiple complaints that
Yeah,
were called
yeah, they're
in.
not gonna, I mean, they never come though.
Multiples,
Oh, yeah, they,
more than one.
well, yeah. But
Okay.
people have
You
kids
said you called
sleeping.
once.
Yeah, but people have kids sleeping.
I'm not gonna dispute
You
that at
didn't
all.
come down, so what am I supposed to do? You guys
But-
don't ever come down.
You
in
said in a
vacancy.
public meeting that you called multiple times and we didn't respond, but you said you've called once. That's not multiple. I can go pull all the records that I can. I'm not gonna dispute that there's fireworks set off.
I didn't call just once. I called multiple times.
Okay,
But
I'll pull the
I'm
record.
telling you that nobody ever came down the
Okay,
first
well, I'll
time.
address that.
Or the
Yeah,
other
Mark-
time.
I'll
Mark
address
will
that.
address
Yes,
that.
please do.
We need to move on. The 2024 management reports for the municipal sewage works and water utility. Steve was given direction by Amy to let you guys know. I don't know if you want to go ahead and let them know what she is wanting you to.
You guys have copies of the written report. If you'd like Baker Tilly to come and do a formal presentation at a council meeting, they're more than happy to come. We'll schedule that for later this fall, if that's what you would like.
So, visitors wishing to address the board, please stand, state your name, address, and nature of business. Each person will have 3 minutes.
Amy
Yep,
Keller.
No, that's table. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Amy Keller. I live on Howard Street. I want to make kind of a statement to all of you. November 2nd, I have a text from Chad stating that he was going to get this alley shut down permanently that was already shut down. There was already a barrier there for quite some time. Tim Hess knows about it. It was already up. I got that November 2nd. In December 2023, the Mayor Spence gave me a quitclaim deed to that entire property. He had George Castor get the entire thing measured out. We have all of the measurements, everything, for that individual alley that is undeveloped. It's all grass. And so he gave me a quitclaim deed. I went over to file it. It got stopped. Never got an explanation, never got a legal explanation whatsoever. Then I was emailed by, let me see here, emailed vacation paperwork by Chad in February of 2024. He told me I had to go ahead and do vacation paperwork. Well, if I do vacation paperwork, then I get to file my stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's what we'll do, whatever. Then I get an email from Mara. Oh wait, I received that vacating paperwork in February. I signed it, I hand delivered it back. We videotaped that I hand delivered it back. March 11th. Then we received an email from Mara, the attorney, May of 2024, stating that I had 2 choices. We're either going to vacate that property or we are going to barricade it permanently. Those were my 2 choices. And I said, barricade it. I don't want that property. If that's my only choices, barricade it because it's the safety of my child. That's great. Nothing happened. July 2024, I received an email from Ader telling me I will rip this barrier down that I didn't even put up. I had 10 days or he's going to charge me or whatever. I don't know what else was in that email, but I know he's going to charge me for not tearing this down. So Gary Elliott comes down, he removes it. He tears it down. It's tore down. I sent a nasty reply back. I sent a very nasty reply back because he's threatening me to tear down something I never put up. The email that he sent me contradicts the attorney's previous email saying I had 2 choices, barricade or vacate. And I have all the emails. I have all the text. Then I was informed that they had moved forward with the vacation paperwork, and that was last year. I said, okay, great. Then I never heard anything. I was told I couldn't talk to my representatives. I couldn't talk to nobody. The attorney was going to handle it. Great. Never heard from her for almost a year until I got an attorney. Well, now he's got a sick relative, so now she's again back to not talking. So she's now reported to the state. The attorney then said that all you guys couldn't talk to me. The survey was never attempted in 2024 like Steve had told Chad he had done. And so it sat. It sat and sat until I finally got a hold again of Chad and said, you need to step in. You need to be mayor. You're paid to be mayor. Get this done. This is ridiculous. Then I'm told and this guy here, he's the one that's cruising up and down the alleys and up and down my driveway where my child, it's right by my house. And he can do whatever he wants because he's a mock. Okay? Let's get that straight. And then, let me see here, because he goes around telling all the neighbors that he's related to Lance Mock, he'll do what the hell he wants to do. That's his statement. We're not being treated like normal citizens, me or my son. Dubinsky got his shut down in 3 days. He said it was because nobody said no to it. Mine was already shut down. Mine was shut down for almost 5 years. It should have never been removed. Ever. It becomes a permanent structure after 4 years in the state of Indiana. It should have never been removed. I should have never got a nasty email from a cop threatening me when I didn't even put it up. The attorney has alienated every, let me see here. I'm trying to say this out because I'm nervous. Oh, they go in the back rooms calling me Karen, because we heard that from the attorney. Evidently I'm a Karen because I'm sick of it after 2 years of them not doing anything. And mine is no different than any other alley that's been meant to be closed down or vacated. His dad actually has an alley that has a shed in it, and it's now part of his yard that he said he was going to use as ammunition to get mine shut back down because his should actually legally be open, and it's directly next to his house. He's probably in his 80s. I'm assuming he doesn't want that open, but he said he was going to use that as ammunition. That never happened. Let me see here. I did some. I feel like that I'm being you guys are being prejudiced against me. I feel like you guys are the checks and balances. Every one of you should be checking into this. Every one of you should be checking and seeing why Steve had the survey done. Why'd you survey my property? Why'd you survey my property and behind my garage? And not the area. It's on a survey, and you okayed it. You okayed it to be surveyed, my entire property and behind my garage, but not the area to be vacated. And that's legal documents that I handed into you that has the entire, and the assessor said that's not the way it works. That's not legal. You cannot come in there and survey my property and survey behind my garage and not survey what's in question to be vacated. So why was that done? Why did you use city funds, and I'm assuming that's probably a good $1,000, city funds to do that, and not the area that was meant?
What was surveyed was the area that is the undeveloped alley. Yeah,
It's behind my garage.
I know, that's where it ends. It's behind your garage.
Anybody, please come behind my house, 828 North Howard and 820. He is full of crap. It stops behind Ed's house, and then it's all grass. It's all grass because it ends behind my garage and it's all grass.
All right. Well, I need to speak about the quitclaim deed because I did send something to you on January 22nd, 2024 at 5:11 p.m. It said, "Hi, Amy. Meeks responded to me with the following. There's a statutory process to vacate an alley. See Indiana Code 36-7-3-12. In addition, a person cannot adversely possess a governmental entity. See Indiana Code 32-21-7-2. The county cannot vacate the alley unless it receives a proper ordinance pursuant to the statute. So adverse possession is not appropriate. If the city wants to vacate the alley, they need to get to the auditor's office. So that's hence this saga with this vacation. And then you had brought up the quitclaim deed again. And on June 26th, 2024 at 5:19 p.m. I said I was able to talk to Meeks the other evening, and he iterated that alley vacation is the path we can take for sure, stating we cannot do adverse possession. So we cannot, that quitclaim deed was something that you said you had an attorney suggest to you that we needed to do. I thought, great, because I want peace, and I want the quickest route. You're going to Griff? What?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to announce it.
Adverse possession and quitclaim deed is two different things, though. You realize that, right? They're two different things.
Yeah, but the one, he said that quitclaim deed was not a possibility for this route because it's a government-owned property.
But in the state of Indiana, since I have that signed by a mayor and it's notarized, it's legal. Doesn't matter if I file it. It is legally mine. It is legally mine, period. Any attorney will say that. Mara won't. But my attorneys, every single one of them has said, as long as you have that signed, it is yours. You sell that house, that's a different story. But you, just because they won't let you file it and they blocked you from filing it, it doesn't matter. It's legal. You signed it over to me and it's grass. I want to barricade up. It was set up because my son is disabled and he was almost hit and killed. That
So
is
if
not
that-
okay. If
if
you're
that-
picking one individual
I'm not picking
over
anybody.
3 individuals that are saying shut it down because it's directly
Amy,
affecting our places.
I'm not picking anybody, I promise you. Did you not leave me a voicemail on my message machine and I refused to meet with you? Are you the one that left me a voicemail? Okay, I'm sorry, it was another. Are you Mr. Mock?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there was another Mr. Mock left me a message. Who's the other Mr. Mock that lives down there? Are you the only Mr. Mock that lives down there?
No, there's a ton.
Okay. Well, somebody under the name of Mr. Mock left me a message wanting to meet, and I did not meet, as I've informed you, I think, recently, because I am trying as like gangbusters to stay neutral in this position and trying to bring about peace. If you own the property, then alley vacation is not.
But he
Necessary,
didn't
correct?
get the right thing surveyed. Everything that George Castor gave us that's on that vacation paperwork should have been on the survey. He had my property, my house that's built in 1910, and now he's out there digging up little posts. You know how you were talking about somebody digging up little posts? Somebody was digging up little posts, and I've got him on video digging up my post and saying my house from 1910 is 2.5 feet over on Root's property. That's funny, because I have a flower bed that's about 2.5 feet over. They're trying to mess with me, and you're not stopping it. And it better get stopped, because I've had it. And everybody's going to end up in court, because I'm asking you to check and balance.
You mentioned the checks and balances. There's 3 branches of government. There's the executive branch that Chad falls under. There's a legislative branch who sits here, and there's a judicial branch.
And ain't none of you doing nothing.
I'm unclear on why anyone's even entertaining it with you right now, because you've threatened so much civil litigation with the city that no one should say a word to you.
Civil litigation after
have.
2.5 years? Why
So
shouldn't I?
please go file it in court and let the judicial branch
If I
do
file
their
it in
job.
court, it's going to get ugly.
Please
You
do.
want me to sue my own city
Please
because
do.
you guys are too lazy to do your
Yes,
job?
because you're not reasonable. The
I'm not
attorney-
reasonable for after 2.5 years?
Everybody, please.
The attorney has said,
Yes.
The alley you're talking about that's closed down, is anything on either side of your property an active alley?
No, it's my driveway. It's my. There's a private shared driveway, and my kid was almost killed. And
So-
this guy wants it open so he can drink and drive down the alleys because your cops are getting called to pick up guys out of the freaking yards and out of alleys that are related to him, his kid, and him. And you guys are allowing that crap. If it was any of us, we would go to jail.
I would probably make sure that your facts are straight before you speak
Oh,
publicly.
please, my facts are so straight.
All right,
Okay.
all right. Do you have any other visitors wishing to address the board at this time?
Yeah, I'll address the board again. My name's Larry Brown, 321 Lennox. I would like for you guys to not reiterate, but revisit the ordinances for golf carts, residential areas, 5-ton weight limit on Lennox Avenue where trucks are coming up and down daily. They're well over 5 ton. An empty tractor trailer weighs over 80,000 pounds. There's an alternative to, and we've discussed this last time when we talked about the golf cart store and everything. people would ask me, well, what's the alternative for him to run his business as far as deliveries and stuff? Where the big building is that he built just recently, in the old building, there's a driveway in between there. Tractor trailers can't fit down there. I've seen it done. I could drive one down there all day long. My opinion, to keep residents on Lenox Avenue from tractor trailer traffic, I mean, they come both ways. They don't come in one way and go out one way, they go both ways. I've had them parked on our side of the street, I had them parked on the other side of the street. A couple of years ago, there was a school bus coming down there picking up the kids that lived across the street from us. Had to sit and wait for them to unload golf carts because they were blocking the road, and they bring their forklift out in the middle of the road, take stuff off the truck, and back out this way, blocking the whole road. So you have to stop or hit them. The alternative that I would suggest that you guys enforce or make an ordinance or whatever you got to do, tractor trailers come in off of 28 into his business where the semis facing Lenox Avenue, facing the doctor's office. They unload there. He can't unload there because he's got so much stuff piled up. He's gotten so big for this residential area. Great for him to build a successful business. I'm not mad at him for that. $4 million company, according to what Chad told me 3 or 4 years ago. They just won the national award. Great for them. But when it hinders the residents in our neighborhood that you're so apt to protect over firework issues, protect it as far as semi trucks coming up down the road. I know 4 kids that come over and play every day with our neighbor across the street. We're over there all the time. Tractor trailers up and down the road all the time. And I'm telling you, if one of those kids gets hurt, there's probably going to be other issues, because a parent, if that was my kid and somebody hit him, I'd be going to jail for murder.
Here's the other thing too. We own the property between the doctor's office and our home. We can't even access this property because they have business parking in a residential area. All their employees park all along that road. It is open parking to residents, not business parking. I've had to ask them to move to be able to access my property that we own, to be able to access it. That's not fair.
And it's been so bad that customers park out there as well, all the way to our driveway with a trailer, drops the tailgate blocking our driveway, and they come from the store, drive down a golf cart to load on there. Another time, a customer, and I went to Jeff and talked to him about it, and of course didn't get a very good response from that. A customer goes to with a pickup truck and a trailer, coming off of from the doctor's office going west. Who's going to turn around so he can park over there to load a golf cart. Drives completely out in our in that lot, in our lot, our property. All 4 tires of the pickup truck and the trailer. Made a big old U-turn, went out there and pulled down there by the doctor's office, goes down and loads it. Luckily I wasn't home, but I got it all on video. Okay? I mean, Jeff and I had a pretty decent conversation. He didn't condone it, which that's what he said. But they do it, they continue doing it.
And as they get larger, because they're a great company, they're doing very well. We're very proud of them for their success. But it's impeding on our privacy, on our enjoyment of our property, and the use of our property. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to our children in the streets that we have to watch them so closely that we're afraid a semi is going to hit them. And when I tell you they come fast down through that road, it's fast. No child should have to be in fear of their life, or a parent or a neighbor, that you have to be on edge so much because of all of this traffic down there. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to these citizens. And no amount of money is worth a child's life, anyone's life for that matter. You know, it's just not a good thing. Like we've said a million times before, we're not mad at them for this company. They have worked so hard. We see them working. We know how hard they work. We're very proud of that business for them. We've got to do something though for the residents of Lenox Avenue when it comes to all that traffic and all that motion down there. It's just too much. They're too big for that area.
Where the solution I was starting to talk about, semi can come off of 28, come into his driveway between the two buildings. Plenty enough room. They don't do that because he's got so much inventory, clutter, whatever you want to call it. That's his business, okay? If they came in off of 28 there, headed towards the doctor's office, and all tractor trailer traffic making deliveries takes a left and goes from that driveway to back to 28, they're on Lenox for 30 feet, if that.
Be a better solution.
That'd be a better solution because I'm telling you, I mean, and they're up and down both ways. I got a picture from today where there's two semi trucks parked on the golf cart side of the road coming in, going west. One was parked back where he normally parks the pickup truck with the trailer that hauls all the rental golf carts. They were parked there. And further up where the dumpster is, the other one was parked clear up there. That's residential area. There's a 5-ton weight limit on the west side of Lenox coming into Lenox. I don't see a sign coming.
And I'm just going to clarify something on the 5-ton. Anytime a truck is making a delivery in the area,
The address of the golf cart store is not Lenox
it
Avenue.
doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I don't think that makes
It
any
does
difference.
matter.
He's not a through vehicle at that point. So
That is not his address. His address is 28.
that
is his delivery that is his delivery address.
I'm just saying that
I understand.
it's still legal. It's still
You
at
ask
this point,
anybody
it's still
I've-
legal.
Hold on. You ask anybody that I've
I don't
talked
dispute
to. I understand.
your problem.
Anybody that I've talked to about this and said, hey, here's a solution, I said, well, here's what they're going to say. He's getting a delivery, that 5-ton don't apply to them because he's getting a delivery. That's not his address.
That's his unloading area. Though.
That is not his unloading. That's a residential area.
That's a residential street.
I'm just saying
His unloading area is
they're
on his
normal.
property.
So we're going to have a hard time.
No, it's not a hard time. It's not a hard time if you
But
guys put an ordinance in
I get what you're asking
and you
for
make it
where he
known
does
to
it.
him that there's going to be police officers down there. If they see a semi going past that point right there, they're getting a ticket. It'll stop eventually.
But
Just like if you guys put an ordinance in that says no fireworks and I light a firework, it's against the law. I expect to get a ticket. And it's not about his unloading zone. It's about the safety of the residents on Lenox Avenue. That you guys are all up to hold.
There shouldn't be
Because we got concerns of the senior citizens over there about fireworks. Let's have some concerns of the kids on Lenox Avenue or the other residents on Lenox Avenue. We came to you guys several years ago talking about this. I said the solution then, and it's still not done. They're supposed to put a privacy fence up back there where all the rental golf carts are because of the residential. And that's never happened. You guys gave them $10,000 to beautify curb appeal. Come at my house. Any one of you are welcome to come over to my house and look. There's a dumpster sitting right at the end of their property. Now, they've not been dumping at 3 o'clock in the morning like they have been. They've been coming during the day now. But still, I mean...
That's an improvement at least.
That is an improvement because that was...
The only improvement on that is because I'm guaranteed that it's the trash company's route that done that. It's not because Jeff done anything about it or you do anything about it. Because, does that bother you that they do that? Well, yeah, it does. Well, it wouldn't bother me if I lived there, but now something bothers you, and here we are talking about fireworks, stuff, because it bothers you and the senior citizens. It bothers me that up and down that Lenox Avenue every day, they stop in the middle of the road, the golf carts from the golf cart store, take the steering wheel off. They're parked in the middle of the road. Take the steering wheel off to do an adjustment, do something on it, whatever, to fix it right in the middle of Lenox Avenue. Up and down, it's like a racetrack. Now, they're probably not breaking the speed limit or nothing, but I mean, it's all day, every day. Let's do something about it and help your residents if you're so concerned.
And can we get speed bumps put in on Lenox Avenue to slow the traffic down?
If you want them, just be careful because you might complain about them, because we did that on Division Street, and the people on Division Street complained about them once we did that.
Well, I'm sure somebody down Lennox will complain
I'm
about
sure
it
they would
because
complain about it.
you
I would not
got,
and
you
complain
got the
about
one
it, because I don't
neighbor.
go that fast.
They didn't just complain about the speed bumps, they complained about the people that went over the speed bumps and then stood on the gas.
Yeah, I'm trying to jump the
That
speed
was
bumps.
the,
There were more speed
wasn't
bumps.
the
That makes
drivers, it was the
perfect
neighbors.
sense. Yeah, that makes perfect
I mean,
It's, those are difficult.
I mean, you're not going to make everybody happy, but when it comes to safety over fireworks, and I mean, you guys have went, or whoever's put it on the agenda has went full force. I mean, they went over the speed bump and they're heading to the next one. I'll use that scenario because this was just the first, and here's the first meeting, and it's on the agenda, and you've already got something read up what you guys are wanting to do.
Buddy, a disabled kid almost got hit and killed.
I
They
understand.
don't care.
Well, on your thing,
Okay.
if there's nothing on either side of that alleyway, and I have no idea where she lives, I don't know this lady. If that alleyway's back here and it's grass and nobody's going down it except for a couple golf carts,
One,
then be respectful and close it.
like it was.
You know what I mean?
We're trying.
You
It's
know-
been a cycle.
You're not trying hard enough, then, Chad.
I've tried.
Because you told me Friday on August the 1st that this ordinance was going to be changed, and here it is. You tried pretty hard to do this, but by God,
See?
you don't want to try to help her for something.
Because I got a man standing here
Okay?
telling them.
And I don't know who she is. I don't know the scenario and
Well,
everything.
sir, I'd caution you to get all the facts before you stand behind the
Yeah.
alley.
Oh,
baby.
please.
Okay, enough. Do we have any other visitors wishing to address the
Please do
council?
that.
Chad.
Well,
Mr. John, if you won't mind.
I guess I'm done then.
I didn't
Just
know
cut
if
it
you
off.
guys, was you guys wanting to talk to anybody? Okay, then I guess it's me. On this part right here, across the street from where the Carts and Parts is, there's an empty lot for sale.
That ain't for sale. That's our lot.
That, we own that.
No, go across 28.
Oh, by the storage unit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
an empty lot there, why
Huge
don't they
lot.
go
Hey.
over there and buy that?
I'll speak again on that part real quick.
And they can make
Oh,
an
I know.
unloading
Just
area.
a good note.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just outside of town here, out by Workhorse, there's a building right across the street there
On the east side of the road.
on the east side of the road. Don't know who owns it. Don't know what it is. It's abandoned.
It's owned by Ryan Edwards, I believe.
Big old chain link fence there. Big old building.
Oh, that's the driveway, that's
Yeah,
the
driveway.
transport company.
Oh, yeah. Gentleman I came into.
For sale?
I wish.
For rent?
I wish.
No, but the property he's speaking
We
of,
tried.
the property he's speaking of
Yeah.
is out behind Dollar General between the storage
Yeah.
units and Dollar General. It's for sale.
But
It'd be perfect for them.
But here's
Here's
the thing for him. I understand, and it's been told to me this. You know, they've got a business there that's established, great business.
Eugene was never that big.
Businesses sometimes outgrow where their locations
I
are.
completely agree.
That's where the council here has to kind of step up and protect the residents over a business. Because you guys are elected to represent the residents, not particularly a business. A business can grow, go buy that property. Don't want to have to see the guy go spend money and buy property and stuff. But when you get to be a business as big as his, because when Eugene was there, he didn't have all the rentals. He didn't have the nationwide sales as what they got over there, winning national awards and stuff like that. He didn't have that. He didn't want to be that big.
And Mr. Brown, I appreciate your zeal, but go ahead, if you don't mind, let John go ahead and finish.
Well, I mean, I was interrupted.
No,
I interrupted you.
You're doing fine. You got more than 3 minutes.
Go ahead, John.
Anyway, there is a lot across the road there for sale that they could use for unloading or whatever, and the hell, it's a tax write-off. I mean, what more do you want? And I know he's got plenty of money, right? Not,
I don't do his taxes, I don't know.
$4 million by your words, though.
I will say one thing, the sign out front, they need to get somebody to change that and update it.
We're between students, so we have a new student coming on that changes those.
All right. Well, the reason why I said that, on the back of the water bill, which is good, they said that there was a band. Well, I come up here to go to the band, no band.
It must have been the weather.
No, I think they were out there at the Cops and Cowboys, maybe, I don't know. But did anybody advertise that?
There wasn't a
The-
band this past Saturday. It was
Huh?
just, there was not a band this past Saturday. It was just the rodeo.
Oh, so it was canceled
There was no band scheduled for this past Saturday.
August the 9th?
That was a mistake.
That's on the back of the water bill.
Well, it was a mistake. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. I understand you make a lot of mistakes, but anyway, the piece of paper you're supposed to get for me, where's it at for filling up the water tanks down there on the,
All you have to do is stop in at the city building and it'll be available for you.
oh, you don't have it with you? All right. And something else, this pause, it might be a great thing, but they don't take cats and they don't take them goats. The only thing they take is little puppies and stuff like that.
No, they take more than puppies, but they're,
Well,
they're volunteers.
I understand that. What I'm trying to get to is we need a kennel.
Yeah, we're
If
working
they don't
on,
want to give us a spot, which it don't sound like they want to, they want to keep it to themselves, then we need a kennel.
yeah, we're working on something right now, affiliation with the county. We're
Well,
trying
the
to-
county's full.
They just did an expansion though, so they.
But you're right.
But
We're-
yes,
yeah, we're trying.
And we've had, gosh, Mark, how long have we been working on it, trying to get together a plan? One of the things that goes along with that is money.
I understand
Which
that.
tough.
Then let's quit putting money up here and get that 10,000 back that you was talking about, and that'd be a down payment.
What was I talking about? 10,000 for what?
Roots. You
That's-
said
that's
they owed us
Yeah,
$10,000.
that's what they're paying in their utilities and rent. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if, you know, I will say one thing, you guys cleaned up Willow and Howard. You took care of that bush, about half of it. But the real problem is the way them people park their car there on the corner, so I don't think there's much you can do about that. You know what I mean? You can't walk up there and tell him, hey, you gotta move your car, and he's on his property.
It's in the driveway.
Right. But it does block.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't think there's nothing you can do about it. But the other one, Carter and St. Line, did a good job there. You cut the bushes off or whatever that was there and made it a lot better.
Appreciate that.
The four-way stop. I seen they had signs laying out there, and then pretty soon the signs was going there at State Line and.
Yeah, here's the update. All utility locates have been completed because we just can't show up and dig a hole in the ground, obviously.
Oh, okay.
We've received the clearance to proceed. The plan is to install the anchors this Wednesday, and they'll be marked with cones to ensure visibility and prevent any accidents before the signs themselves are in place. They're also awaiting feedback from the county regarding the speed limit change on down the road, and they will also be installing new traffic pattern signage and also making a social media post, obviously, to inform them. Northbound will have a stop sign. Southbound will have a solar-powered flashing stop sign. And there will be an advance warning stop ahead sign that will be replaced at the required intervals. And there will also be a new traffic pattern temporary signage mounted on a 3-bar barricade to remain in place for an appropriate duration, which I don't know what that appropriate duration is. I'd say it's a solid month or 2, 3.
I think it's all spelled out. The distance from the stop ahead and all that. It's all in the. I know Chad's been working on it.
Yeah, Chad Manning. Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, so it's a process, but
The citizens of Union City are happy.
no.
No. I do have one more thing though. This city on the hill deal and the hub city, the old hub city, and now it's going to be the city on the hill.
That's just for Indiana side. Hub City refers to Union City itself because it shares 2
Right.
states. The city on the hill is just the
Are
Union
you
City,
going to
Indiana
have to change
model.
all the placards and stuff on the trucks and everything?
No,
You're
that's
just
the
going to
flag.
call it the city on the hill and that's it, right?
That's just a motto. Because you can have a motto, but the what you see on the trucks, that's the state or the city flag. So like United States,
So that all
states,
these signs that's got up sitting on it, they'll still be there.
yeah, those are still fine because that describes the city as a whole, both sides.
We are happy.
Okay, good deal. All
I was
right.
gonna say if we're gonna talk about a kennel, I mean, didn't Kobe Wells have an interesting proposal? I forget what it all entailed, but I mean he had a plan to actually
He had
build
something
one. Yeah,
that they
we should dig that up and see if it's still feasible.
We explored it, it's still required, it's a funding issue.
Yes.
Well, if it don't want nothing to do with mean dogs or dogs that bite, and they should be quarantined, I don't care what anybody says, you put it back with the same old owner that let it run loose. What would you
It's a
solve?
public,
We take the vicious ones to the police department. We have.
Well, you didn't take the one on Pleasant Drive. It bit the kid across the street, and you guys was down there.
I don't know which one you're referring to.
Yeah, he'd have to.
Trowbridges.
Yeah.
Okay.
If people follow the rules of quarantining them, in their
That's what I'm
house,
saying. That don't work.
Well, that's just specific to Paul's though, but they don't. But Jim,
And
did you
Paul
have
ain't
any-
gonna take them.
Well,
That's like a Barbie house.
Jim, did you have anything you wanted to share?
Yeah. I just
Go
want
ahead,
to make
Jim.
sure that the citizens have their say.
Yep.
You want to be polite.
What do you need? 3 minutes?
Yeah, too late about that.
Okay.
I'm known not to follow that rule. Jim Nunez Jr. I come on behalf of Randolph County Tourism, and we're trying to get all the information for 2016 and for the state book, and making sure that all the organizations turn in their. We've already emailed everybody that we know that to put in our book for next year's activities for the state book that we're in. So I just here to just a reminder to everybody, and that we had a good year this year, even though we wasn't in the book this year. I was treasurer last year, so I was just messing with the numbers and stuff. This year I'm president, so I want to make sure that we're in the book for 2016. And I want to try to run for president again, and I push. And sometimes I push too hard and make people mad, so but that's all right. Just because dates are dates, they may change, and sometimes some events don't happen. Put it on the bottom, things happen. I know it does, So anyway, that's what I'm here to Union City. You guys had a lot of good events that happened this year, and still going to happen. I think the next one coming here is the Hispanic
Fiesta.
The Fiesta, and then the car show that finishes it up. The car show, the second car show coming up, and then you got your Christmas thing that's coming up here too.
I got the fireworks for all of them.
Yeah, and so those kind of events is coming up, so just wanted to make sure that we get them in the books that are coming up. And then next year, we got the 250th America.
Yeah, that's
So
right, next year. Yeah.
fireworks is going to be one of the big ones, and I do fireworks too, so we're making sure that we have plenty of firework power next year. No matter what ordinance we go by, United States is going to let us do fireworks everywhere in the United States, so those kind of things will happen, but we want to be in the book of Indiana and to celebrate our towns. So a lot of them's going to be out there, so hopefully you'll have a good year next year.
Thank you, you too.
And so those are kind of things that we're going to be proud to be doing. So that's what I'm here for. And also, just if you guys need anything from Winchester, I'm also the president of the city council there in Winchester, so we're going through some little tribulations also too. So, but I encourage you to talk to our chief of police, because we're running through the fireworks ordinances also,
Cool.
having the same issues, kind of. and we're fine tuning our ordinance too. I suggest if you could talk to our chief, and we got a lot of them solved.
Okay.
Because we're running through this thing too, and all of you guys are right. You know, I'm just telling you that, and it can be solved.
Cool.
And through committee, we got together, you know, and we had our readings and stuff like that, and we're hashing it out. Nice is trying to get all the details solved and everything, and it can be done.
Awesome.
It can be done.
That's great.
So,
Appreciate that.
and I'm glad that you guys work with your businesses. Without the businesses, they donate a lot, but also you got to work together as residents too. And that's one of the things that's hard. It's hard, but I'm glad you have citizens that notice that, but also the council that listens to the citizens. And it's hard, you know. There's a lot of the things that the citizens don't understand what the councils go through, but that's what every town goes through. But you know, everybody respects each other because we all got to live here. We have ancestries here, but you know, Union City is one of the best towns, just like Winchester in Union City, Ohio. That's why we all strive together, and at the end of the day, we can still go to the restaurant and eat together and live together, and we're going to have kids together, and kids marry each other, and everybody, you know. But that's what it takes. A strong man like him and a good wife like her. That's what takes it together.
Amen.
And you know, the mayor, you're doing everything you can do, and I'm glad you own up to your word. You know, and it's hard, I know, because I was a mayor of a little town of Saratoga, and it just wanted to bite my tongue a lot of times. But hey, all you do is apologize. You know, you're human. You're human, and you say the wrong thing a lot of times. But God watches you. You know, but you do the right thing at the right time. And I know Gary, he tries to do all you guys do the right thing. You know, but it's hard. It's hard.
Absolutely.
But we're human. But at least we can go back to the table and negotiate.
Amen. Well said.
Good job, guys.
Thank you, brother.
Can I say one more thing off of that?
You may.
We're good people.
I never
Okay.
disputed it.
Well, I was deemed the worst neighbor worst neighbor in Union City. I mean, I'll take that with pride. But anyway, we like doing things for a community. I mean, our stores up in Portland, we do a lot of stuff for Portland to do with fireworks and donating back. I mean, we paid to sponsor a swim day for 2 days in Portland.
Not only that, but we sponsor every poker run, everything in Union City or for this town. If they come to us, we sponsor them. And it's a very generous donations from us.
We put on a fireworks show for the law enforcement
camp for the youth.
Jay County Law Enforcement Camp. We put on a fireworks show for them for 2 years now. They come to me and, you know, hey, can we do a little show out the fairgrounds? Yep, okay, we'll put something together. I mean, that costs us money. We don't make nothing off of that. And all I want from you guys is to be fair both ways. Don't pick on us because we're doing stuff within an ordinance that you guys have written and harass us, but then you don't want to help do other things against stuff that is ordinance and they aren't abiding by it. If you're going to do it, do it straight across the board. I mean, everybody. I don't care if it's a $4 million company, if it's an individual, just rents property. An ordinance is an ordinance. A law is a law. Everybody needs to abide by them, not pick and choose. If you guys change this and take this out of there, I won't shoot nothing off again. Yep, I'll go somewhere else and shoot it off. But again, if you take section D out, I think you should take all of it out. Blanket the whole thing, city fireworks and everything, because those fireworks out there are way louder than ours. And I'd be more than glad to do any event if it's approved or whatever. I mean, you know, we've done great shows. You know, but you know, we're not bad people, and you know, it just gets frustrating time and time again that it seems like that we get attacked. Because, like I said, 3 different times that I'm within an ordinance and the law that I get threatened. We would do great stuff for Union City. And I mean, we don't get a lot of business from Union City. And that's not what it's all about sometimes. It's not about all the money. It's about making people fun of me. So many, like I said, so many people want to know who done the fireworks and if we were doing them again. And if it takes us putting out a notice that we're going to do something for a birthday, then so be it. We'll put it out however you guys want it to be.
Appreciate that.
But I think if you take Section D out of here, you take it all out. That's my opinion. I'm a fireworks guy.
Appreciate that, Mr. Brown.
Thank you.
Thank you. The date of the next council meeting is Monday, August 25th at 6 p.m. The Board of Works is also Monday, August 25th at 1:45 p.m. And the Economic Redevelopment meeting within assuming agenda will be August 20th at 6 p.m. I would hereby entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We have a first, we have a second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.